And hello everyone, welcome to This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. It is February 14th. It's Valentine's Day. Be still my heart, or you guys hopefully have something special going on. They got a big Valentine's Day event going on here in the village. I know about that one. And well, hope you have a great Valentine's. Hope you're with folks you love, or maybe you have a Galentine's Day like a lot of people do, and those kinds of things. So whatever it might be, we hope you have a great Valentine's Day here on Village Television, as usual. Hey, we got a great show for you today, as usual, as a matter of fact, and we're going to be talking to the Foundation of Laguna Woods. They have a great program coming up for folks who have some hearing challenges, a way to help fund hearing aids and make things more affordable for folks who may not be able to afford the best of the hearing aids. Well, they got a great program. We're going to talk about that with them in a little bit. And then Sports Corner with Cole Young's also coming up. Super Bowl aftermath. What happened to the Chiefs? We'll probably talk about a little bit of that on that, I guess. That's my guess as far as what we're going to be talking about on that one with Sports Corner. Cole's going to let us know a little later in the show. Right now, though, we want to keep you informed. And guess what? We got President's Day coming up on Monday. That means we got some different hours for some different stuff around. It is our federal holiday, so it is celebrated on the Monday. And transportation is going to be running on the holiday demand response schedule, so there will be no fixed routes going on. Trash and bulky item pickups, there will be no interruption in trash or bulky item service, so that's great. And contractor hours, work is permitted from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., quiet work only from 7 to 8 a.m. Little changes for our President's Day hours around the village. Let's take a look at our weather, and we got some scattered showers this morning. Don't be surprised if a shower or two, but really the system, the bulk of it moved through yesterday, and we're just going to have the tail end of a little bit of a scattered shower, some unstable air out there, so 1 or 2 showers, but by the afternoon, all that's cleared out. We're going to go to partly cloudy skies, and that's what it's going to look like for the rest of our weekend, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy, and a mix of that for the next few days, and temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, so not too shabby out there. Hey, let's take a look at our sunrise and our sunset. We got another beautiful picture of Saddleback Mountain there in the background. That's pretty close to where we are right now. Jules Anderson, thank you for this picture of cloudy view of Saddleback. Very much so. Sunrise this morning was 6:35. Sunset tonight is going to be 5:34. If you'd like to send us a picture like Jules do, we'd love to see it. Beautiful views. We had one yesterday of a beautiful cat. So if pets, places, sunrise, sunsets, whatever you have, we'd love to see your pictures. Email us. LagunaWoodsVillageTV@gmail.com is the email address to send it to. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we'll put it in our sunrise sunset segment. Okay, we got a couple of meetings to tell you about. Then when we come back, we'll be talking to the Foundation of Laguna Woods Village. Stay with us.
Hearing connects you back to life. Don't settle for being trapped in the isolation of poor hearing. Advanced Ear can help you hear friends, family, and caregivers. We provide one-on-one hearing programs that will amaze you with the quality of how much better you can hear. There's no cost to hear the improvement we deliver. You'll be able to hear better the minute you put these on. No buttons to push or technology to be afraid of. We deliver better hearing, guaranteed. Come in so we can connect you back to life. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
When it comes to life's most important medical challenges, where do you go? Welcome to the Hoag Institutes. Our patient-centered approach to care is rooted in clinical excellence and guided by world-class teams. Unparalleled expertise, world-class care, all within the Hoag Institutes, right here in OC.
The foundation of Laguna Woods Village does a lot of good work here in the village, and we want to tell you about something they're doing right now. I want to welcome Marcy Seinwald and Lourdes Asaguera. She's with Social Services here in Laguna Woods Village. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And so, Marcy, let's start with you. There's this great program going on for folks who have some hearing challenges, right? And there's a grant from Memorial Care that's going to help take care of that.
Many people in the village know the foundation as the local charity that helps people when they have a financial challenge. Last year, we were very fortunate. We were able to get a grant to help people get hearing aids. But it came in a funny way, and I just want to give you a little background. After the pandemic, there was a lot of concern about loneliness. You know, people were isolated in their homes, they didn't get out and talk to other people and socialize. And coming out of the pandemic, there was a concern that there were the effects of loneliness, that it was negative on people's lives. In doing research, we decided in the foundation, was there a way we could help? And in doing research on the subject of loneliness, we found out that one of the biggest causes of loneliness, nothing to do with the pandemic, was people couldn't hear. They could no longer engage in conversation. They were no longer participating in social activities. And loneliness itself can have a very physically negative effect on people, not just a psychological effect. What we also found out is that for people 75 and over, about half of them have some kind of hearing loss. Yet less than half of that number actually get hearing aids, which is the treatment of choice for hearing loss.
Right.
And we were concerned that finances, the inability to afford hearing aids, which could cost approximately $3,000, was a barrier. And so we applied to Memorial Care for a grant, working with social services.
Right, and that's where Lourdes kind of comes in, right, in terms of social services. And so when someone comes to your office or they contact you and they say, hey, I'm having some challenges hearing, but I can't afford a $3,000 earpiece, or I can't afford all the stuff that kind of goes with that, where do you guys step in?
So anyone that is in need of hearing aids but has concerns about the cost can reach out to our office. Our number is 949-597-4267, or they can walk in to our office as well. We're located on the first floor of the community center building towards the rear of the building. So that process would involve meeting with a social worker, completing an assessment to determine eligibility, and then verify insurance coverage. And then a request would then be submitted to the Foundation of Laguna Woods. And that's all done anonymously. The foundation does not know who the recipient is.
You know, sometimes, I mean, I know it's silly, but sometimes people have a feeling of a stigma around maybe hearing loss or any other kind of medical issue, and they just don't want to talk about that. So the privacy is there, and that's in there for folks who feel that way. But, you know, it's kind of common, right?
We will get a request from Lourdes' office. All it has on it is a case number.
Okay.
No name, no address. And I've been doing this for 11 years. I have no idea who gets our help. But there is one thing I want to add about untreated hearing loss, which people should think about if they're the least bit embarrassed about. Sometimes people don't get a hearing aid because they don't like to wear it. They should get over that issue, because hearing loss increases the risk of dementia many times over. And so it is a key preventive measure. And the resource here in the village is just a wonderful thing that you can get assistance. You don't have to go to an outside agency. You can come right here.
Okay. Now, if somebody comes into the office, I'm having some trouble hearing, is there any examination that needs to be done? Do we confirm the hearing loss in any kind of way, or how does that happen?
Yes, so we do encourage anybody who has hearing loss or has concerns about hearing loss to schedule a hearing screening, and that can be done in a variety of different ways. We always encourage people to follow up with their health insurance to see if the hearing screening is covered through insurance. There's a few other entities that will also provide those hearing screenings, including AARP.
AARP has a hearing test on their website. You can use it once a year if you're a member. We also have a hearing well club in the village, and they have a hearing test on their website. But anybody, I mean, that will give you the suspicion. My gut feeling is most people know when they can't hear.
Right. They know, and they just that pride, that sensitivity to it, whatever it might be, is like, oh, I know it's going. I don't want to admit it. Like you don't want when you don't want to go to a doctor for something you know is kind of nagging on you.
But think about that. You just said when you go to a doctor. I worry that the person who can't hear their doctor. Give them instructions. Find out what's really wrong with them. I mean, loss of hearing can permeate every part of your life.
Yeah, it does impact quality of life all around, right? It impacts the social connections, relationships with friends, family, and it can cause feelings of embarrassment, depression, isolation. People might avoid certain interactions, like following up with their healthcare provider, or they may miss out on important information because they're not able to hear.
Now, when someone comes into your office to talk about this, it's also an opportunity for you to let them know about the other social services programs you guys have there. So when someone comes in, do you kind of do an overall assessment of what they also might need, or just kind of in general?
Yes, we do. We do an overall assessment. So we look at different areas of well-being, how somebody is managing day-to-day activities, and explore not only other financial resources that they might qualify for and that we can help them apply to, but also other resources that might be helpful. And that might be things like meal services, transportation resources, home care services, or we can assist with short, long-term care planning. We also offer short-term counseling services.
Okay, so now who's eligible for this new program for the free hearing aids?
Anybody who has a financial need.
Okay.
They must be a village resident. That's essentially the only qualification. We do ask if they have insurance. Sometimes people have a Medicare Advantage plan, and we try to use those insurance funds so that we can stretch our grant dollars to cover more people. We started the grant in November. We've had 6 people already receive hearing aids, and it's my understanding we have 3 or 4 more people in the pipeline waiting to do the processing.
Well, that's terrific.
Yeah.
Now, have you had the opportunity to meet the folks after they've had their hearing aids?
Well, this grant particularly is pretty recent, so they're pretty recent approvals, but the foundation has assisted with hearing aids in the past before this grant, so we hear great things, great feedback.
No pun intended, we hear great things.
Yeah. And sometimes people are worried, the concern is contacting the insurance. That can cause some stress sometimes, so we can assist with that process, do that together to verify whether or not insurance covers either fully or partially, and submit the copay to the foundation through the grant.
Right. But also, when you were asking Lourdes about additional services, in terms of financial assistance, requests for financial assistance go through social services and then they send it to us. Yesterday, I got 12 requests for financial assistance. 8 of them were for help with Edison bills. And that's something that if people are watching this broadcast, to realize that there is financial help available not just for hearing aids, but for other needs within the village. It's temporary assistance. We're not a welfare agency, but we do try to get people over the hurdle.
Yeah, just a little, maybe just over the hump, kind of a transitional phase or something like that. If people want to find out more about the foundation and all the services, not just the hearing program, what can they do?
Well, we have a website and we have an email address. It's called thefoundation@comline.com. Please contact us. And we have a monthly column in the Globe, which usually highlights our up-and-coming programs.
Okay, well, Lourdes over at Social Services and Marcy from the Foundation, thank you guys for joining us. You're doing great work. I hope people get the opportunity to take advantage of this hearing aid program while it's out there and all the other services you guys provide. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
As we get older, sometimes we need a little extra care. We can stay independent and in our own homes with the right care. Care to eat our favorite meal. Care to look our best. Care to stay active. Care to look after our pets. Find personalized in-home care at AmericareBeachCities.com.
I'm so happy to recommend Dr. Fairman. I've been going to her for 9 years. She's done implants, crowns, bridges, root canals, and I've been happy with everything that she's done. The staff is so friendly and pleasant, kind, and gentle. I would recommend her to anyone.
We are now fully open for all your dental needs and invite you to come in and experience the brilliant smile difference.
We are close to Gate 6 near Snooty Fox Restaurant behind Coco's.
Do you suffer from low back pain? Hoag Orthopedic Institute is the #1 provider of orthopedic and spine care in Orange County. Our Back to You program is a unique, non-operative, evidence-based approach to treating low back pain. Our spine strengthening program combines physical therapy with education on pain and nutrition. Let Hoag Orthopedic Institute's Back to You program get you back to doing what you love. For more information, visit hoiexperts.com/spine or call 855-999-4641 to find a doctor.
Hello and welcome to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and for just the second time in NFL history, the Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Before I get to that, this week marks the 3-year anniversary of this show, so thanks for sticking with me over the past 3 years. With that said, now it's time for the Super Bowl recap. I'm sure I speak for most, if not all fans when I say this, but that was one of the most surprising Super Bowls of all time. Going for the unprecedented three-peat, the Kansas City Chiefs came into this game with just 2 losses on the season, and it seemed as though everything was going their way. They entered the Super Bowl as just slight favorites, but the Eagles' defense and run game were going to prove to be a difficult task for the Chiefs to overcome. After each team swapped punts to start the game, the Eagles got on the board first. Jahan Dotson caught a beautiful deep ball by Jalen Hurts, coming up just shy of the end zone on the 1-yard line. Hurts would, unsurprisingly, punch in the score on the tush push, and Philly was up 7-0 in the first quarter. A few plays later, Hurts threw an interception at the start of the second quarter, giving the Chiefs some life. But the Chiefs could not overcome the field position and were forced to punt again following a 3-and-out. After another field goal by the Eagles, the play of the game then turned the tide. Patrick Mahomes let a pass fly intended for DeAndre Hopkins, but it was intercepted by rookie corner Cooper DeJean. DeJean took off down the sideline, breaking tackles, and finding the end zone for a pick six. This was his first career interception and did it in the Super Bowl for a touchdown on the day of his 22nd birthday. It's a pretty incredible way to do it. That's when the floodgates just completely opened. Mahomes threw another interception just a few plays later. Hurts found A.J. Brown for a 12-yard touchdown, and in the blink of an eye, the score was 24-0 Eagles heading into halftime. To kick off the second half, Eagles kicker Jake Elliott drove in another field goal, followed by Jalen Hurts unleashing a perfect 46-yard touchdown strike to Devontae Smith. Just like that, the Eagles had a whopping 34-0 lead. Towards the end of the third quarter, Mahomes finally got the Chiefs on the board after a 24-yard pass to Xavier Worthy. Mahomes would throw 2 more touchdowns to make the score seem respectable, but it was too little, too late. The Eagles defeated the Chiefs and prevented the three-peat in dominant fashion, pulling out a 40-22 win and hoisted the Lombardi Trophy with a smile. Jalen Hurts won MVP honors after he threw for 221 yards and a touchdown and ran for 72 yards and a score. But, in my opinion, the Eagles' defense is what won them this game. They corralled Mahomes all game long, sacking him 6 times, picking him off twice, and forcing 1 fumble. Travis Kelce was also held in check, racking up just 39 yards receiving. Mahomes finished his 5th Super Bowl appearance going 21 for 32 for 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. While the 3 TD stat line does look nice, Mahomes didn't throw his first score until the Eagles were up 34-0 in the third quarter. With the Eagles' win, the Green Bay Packers are still the only NFL team to win 3 championships in a row. The NFL season is officially over, but the news never stops coming. Earlier this week, it was announced that following his Super Bowl win, Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore has accepted the job to become the next head coach of the New Orleans Saints. The Eagles averaged 27.2 points in the regular season, which was 7th in the NFL, and 36.3 points in the postseason, which was the most in the NFL, behind Kellen Moore's offense. Coaches aren't the only ones moving around. Already, some major names have expressed interest in trades and changes of scenery. Players like Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel, Myles Garrett, Aaron Rodgers, Max Crosby, Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, Jameis Winston, Derek Carr, T. Higgins, and so many more have already had their names circulating the trade rumor mill. It doesn't necessarily mean these trades will go through or that the players won't re-sign with their current teams, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on post-Super Bowl. Here's a fun fact for you. Since the Chiefs did not get the job done on Sunday, the Los Angeles Lakers from 2000 to 2002, led by Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, are the last team in all of the major American professional leagues to win 3 straight titles. And now, a new duo is leading the Lakers, Luka Doncic and LeBron James. We got our first glimpse of James and Doncic sharing the court on Monday night against the Utah Jazz. And it was a spectacle. Playing just 24 minutes, Doncic dropped 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, while helping the Lakers to a dominant 132-113 win. He took a second to shake off the rust, but quickly looked like his old normal self. James tacked on 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists as the Lakers superstars rested for most of the fourth quarter. It seems like it's going to be a whole lot of fun to watch LA this season, as they have now won 6 straight games and 12 out of their last 15 games. The Lakers' other trade, the one that sent Dalton Knecht and Cam Reddish to Charlotte in exchange for Mark Williams, has been rescinded in a strange turn of events. Los Angeles said Saturday they rescinded the deal, quote, due to failure to satisfy a condition of the trade, end quote. Williams reportedly failed the required physical exam by the Lakers to complete the trade, according to ESPN. Williams' exam revealed multiple issues that forced the Lakers to back out of the trade, which will return the players to their original teams. It made for a somewhat awkward moment on Monday when Knecht returned to the Lakers bench a few hours after having to fly back to LA. He made his return to the court on Wednesday. Allegedly, the Charlotte Hornets have been in contact with the NBA as they explore options to dispute the Lakers' failed physical assessment of Williams, and when more comes out, I'll be sure to share. Moving over to the ice, instead of having an all-star game this season, the NHL and NHLPA are staging the Four Nations Face-Off, which will run from February 12th through February 20th. This is a round-robin tournament that will feature 4 national teams, Canada, Finland, Sweden, and the United States, with NHL players from those nations filling the rosters. The action began on Wednesday with Canada and Sweden facing off in the first game, followed by the United States and Finland squaring off last night. It was an absolutely electric start to the tournament. On Wednesday, Canada headed into the final period with a 3-1 lead, but Adrian Kempe and Joel Eriksson tacked on 2 for Team Sweden, tying the game at 3-3. In overtime, Sidney Crosby dealt out his 3rd assist of the night, this time to Mitch Marner, and Team Canada earned the first win of the tournament 4-3. Crosby was named the star of the game for his performance. Tomorrow, the games will continue with Finland versus Sweden and the US taking on Canada on ABC. The Americans have an incredibly well-rounded roster and have a chance to win the tournament, but with players like Connor McDavid, Cale Makar, Nathan MacKinnon, Sidney Crosby, and more, Team Canada will be a tough team to beat. The 2025 PGA Tour is off and running, and we are 6 tournaments down. So far, there have been 6 different winners through the 6 events, with Thomas Detry winning the most recent tournament, the Waste Management Open in Scottsdale, Arizona, this past weekend. Next up, this weekend, we have the Genesis Invitational at Torrey Pines in La Jolla. It should come as a surprise to absolutely no one that Scottie Scheffler is currently the top-ranked golfer in the world again. Lastly, while MLB spring training is just around the corner, some major free agent moves are still making headlines. Earlier this week, Alex Bregman, who has been a Houston Astros infielder since 2016, has a new home after agreeing to a 3-year, $120 million deal with the Boston Red Sox on Wednesday night. Bregman, being the biggest remaining free agent, had received interest from several teams like the Detroit Tigers, Toronto Blue Jays, and Chicago Cubs. Bregman, who will turn 31 in March, finished the season with a .260 batting average, 26 home runs, and 75 RBIs in 145 games. Houston lost back-to-back AL Wildcard Series games to the Tigers this past postseason. Enjoy as much basketball, golf, hockey, and more as you can this weekend, and be sure to come right back next Friday for more news, updates, and highlights. Again, I want to thank you for riding along with me over the last 3 years of Sports Corner. It's been a fun journey, and I look forward to doing this show every week. With that said, I'm Cole Young. Have a great President's Day weekend. I'll see you next time.
Welcome to Harvard Eye Associates. We're focused on your eye care at all 3 of our Orange County locations.
Our new location in Laguna Hills, Orange, and San Clemente.
Each facility features the latest in advanced technology and diagnostic equipment.
And a trusted collection of doctors that care about your vision and your quality of life.
We deliver what matters to you and your family.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
Are you or someone you know facing financial challenges from unexpected emergency expenses? The foundation of Laguna Woods Village can provide the temporary help you need. Meals on Wheels, adult day services, dental services, medical alert services, and ambulance contracts. Contact the Village Social Services at 949-597-4267 to see if you qualify. Neighbors helping neighbors. The mission of the foundation of Laguna Woods Village.
Welcome to Laguna Woods Dental Care, where exceptional service meets the residents of Laguna Woods. Dr. Mohsen Mahmood is a proud graduate of USC's Senior Dental Care Program and a published author. He has been serving the Laguna Woods community for over 20 years. Located right outside Gate 3, our team of expert hygienists provide personalized care for every smile, ensuring your smile remains bright and healthy. Take a look at our new monthly specials. We are located upstairs, and there are elevators for easy access. Call to schedule your appointment today.
And welcome back, everybody. We got some great movies to tell you about, not only Friday, Saturday, but also on Monday, so stay tuned for that one. On Friday, honestly, the best documentary I've ever seen. Just a wonderful documentary. You're going to feel good watching it. It is a wonderful, wonderful film. It is Won't You Be My Neighbor? It is brought to you by RadNet, and it's going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. It's an exploration of the life, lessons, and legacy of iconic children's television host Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, as we all know him. So make sure you see that one today at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. And then on Saturday night, that's a good time to play a Saturday movie, right? From just this last year, brought to us by Providence Mission Hospital, and it is at 11:30 on October 11th in 1975, the ferocious trope of young comedians and writers changed television forever. Find out what happened behind the scenes in the 90 minutes leading up to the first broadcast of Saturday Night Live. That's a fun one, too. Then on Monday, we're going to skip weather. We're just going to go to our Monday movies because we're not going to be here on Monday. It's President's Day, but we got some great movies lined up for you. We got Top Gun Maverick. It's going to be at 9 a.m. That's a great sequel to the original Top Gun. Just Mercy is going to be at 11:30 a.m. And then the real Top Guns, the Blue Angels documentary. That's a fantastic one, too. That's going to be on at 4 p.m. on President's Day. So you won't see us, but you'll see some great movies, so hope you enjoy those. And tomorrow on the program, we want to welcome Irvine Barkley Theater and United Methodist Church, so stay tuned for that. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.